canonically, Conrad does read Lord of the Rings, and I know that's not like a romance trilogy, but like he wanted to be Aragorn, and he wanted to be a part. Like
sure.
that, I think that he.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Bloomberg, writing for Movie Scene in Sweden.
Hey, how are you? Oh yeah.
My grandmother's from Sweden. Hey, San.
Yeah. Hey, Sam. Oh, so you speak a little Swedish even?
Only a little bit. My mom is fluent. I am the disappointment daughter who doesn't speak.
Well, you did say "Hey, son" very well, so I'll give you that. I actually hadn't seen the show before getting the honor to do this, but I saw both seasons this weekend, and I'm a huge fan now. So I'm really looking forward to the third season coming out, and I really like a lot of choices made with this show, and especially for Conrad doing the panic attacks, and I thought that those scenes were really like important to show in a show like this, and I'm glad you really did your homework on that. So I wanted to start there and see kind of what you guys were talking about when you shot those scenes.
Well, there's a lot of discussion there, because the first panic attack he has is in the first season, right? It goes way back.
Yeah,
it goes way back.
On the boat, right?
And the director of that episode, Erica, had a real strong vision, and we talked a lot about it, about what the aesthetic of a panic attack is, like how it can be aesthetically like recognizable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did a really good job in post, I think, like because there aren't many moments in the show, but it's quite like jump cutty, if I remember correctly. And I think that matched with just sort of like the frantic response from Alfredo. Oh, I miss that dude. I don't know. I think it's important to be accurate with that stuff, or as accurate as you can. And I can't speak to my performance, but I can speak to the attempt. And I think to do that justice, you have to try to be faithful to.
Yeah, and I also think it's like one of the characters that everyone else looks up to as the cool character, knowing that everyone can feel like this, and most often hides it away from everyone else, and you shine light on that on the show. So moving into some nicer territory, like the actual romance of the show is what I think that most people tune in for. So how is it to actually play with those emotions on the show, because it's a lot of back and forth, but I always think that you do it in a very positive way on this show. So how has that been to do for these now 3 seasons?
I think it's been fun, and also like a good not trial and error, that's not what I say, but like a learning
it's
experience.
been trial and error,
I mean,
sure.
I think also it's like trying not to see these characters as, mean people or mean-spirited, or that they're doing any of this to get at each other, because that's not the case. They're just young and confused and really working through their feelings, and sometimes it's like working through their feelings on the spot, because they're put in positions where it kind of, so especially for Belly, she goes back and forth a lot, but she finds herself in situations that she doesn't expect sometimes, and has to sort of react quickly. And she does have a lot of love for both of these boys, so I think a big thing was realizing that even if not every decision is the right decision, that's how life is. Life is messy, and life is exists mainly in the gray area, and that's real. So I tried really hard to step into her shoes and to use that perspective when I was kind of playing.
Yeah, and for maybe you can answer this, Gavin. Like the brothers, they do share a lot of love for each other, but they also are competitors in their love for Belly. But I do think that you guys do it very tastefully on this show. Still, it could have gone a completely different routes here. But how did you and Christopher work with like having your scenes feel the love between each other, like underneath the contempt that they could feel?
Yeah, yeah. Good question. I think,
I have a thought to start. If you
yeah, go for it.
I think first and foremost, the most important factor in all of it is that they are brothers.
Yeah,
And so when they speak to each other, they speak to each other as people who have known each other their entire lives
Yeah.
and will forever be brothers, you know? And I think that's an important part of their dynamic because
Totally.
it's not two friends who are fighting over somebody.
Right.
It's two brothers.
Like
and so that, I think that makes it
lifetime.
extra brutal and
Yeah.
also extra complicated
yeah. Bigger stakes.
because, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fun to put that category of family first in scenes, as far as like even when him and I are in complete, not a personal standpoint, but from just the characters of like complete disagreement, or whether it's kind of like rough around the edges. I'm just really grateful. Jenny wrote it really well so that it doesn't, their love for each other as brothers never is like questioned. It's really just like they're wanting to figure it out, and even though they might step on each other's toes, as far as like with the relationship with Belly, I think ultimately you're able to see, that family is important to them, and it's done really well, and I think it was just written very well so that it was easy to kind of have that brother mentality. And brothers also fight all the time too. And you can say the nastiest things to your brother, and the next day y'all are kicking it again. So it really was fun to kind of explore that.
Yeah, and we have like less than a minute left now, but I would like you guys to tell me what is the favorite romance movie that Bella, Jeremiah, and Conrad has. So if you would go
The
down the
characters.
line. Yeah,
I
in your
mean,
mind.
Oh man,
I-
that's so good.
I mean, Belly's is probably Sabrina, which is in the show. In season 1, they go to the drive-through, she and Cam Cameron, and watch Sabrina. And there are other references, I guess, in the poster for season 3. And Belly loves Audrey Hepburn, and I love that about her. I do. It's cute,
Yeah.
and I love that she loves Sabrina, and she's a little cinephile, I guess, huh?
Yeah. I mean, canonically, Conrad does read Lord of the Rings, and I know that's not like a romance trilogy, but like he wanted to be Aragorn, and he wanted to be a part. Like that,
sure.
I think that he Aragorn
That's
and
that's a good one. Yeah.
That's a fantastic. I'm gonna have to say, I think it's just one of my favorites, but I also think it relates is either Crazy Stupid Love or something just super romantic and
I thought Jeremiah loves
like the Notebook.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
The Notebook.
Oh, that was literally what I was gonna say. Is the next one, like super romantic, would probably be the Notebook.
Yeah. Well, I love your choices, and thanks a lot for taking your time to speak with me today. Best of luck with the
thank you.
Absolutely.
Tack
Thanks
så
for watching.
mycket!